Hello my fellow explorers and welcome! Today we'll be taking a little trip back in time. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about the real-life Leviathans that inhabit our oceans right now. And many of you in the comments suggested looking back at creatures that have already gone extinct to see what we could find. And so that's what we're doing today. I'll take you through 10 of some of the largest underwater creatures to have ever lived, and we'll be ranking them on a tier list based on how likely you are to need a new diving suit upon seeing them. Before we begin, however, a quick disclaimer. Remember that the sizes of these creatures are estimates based on often fragmented fossilized remains. As our knowledge and technologies improve, many of these are likely to be revised, so take them with a grain of salt. On top of that, I often went with the highest reasonable estimate, so keep that in mind as well. But without any further ado, fire up the time machine and let's dive in. And starting us off on this list of prehistoric underwater horrors is the Elasmosaurus. Having lived in North America during the late Cretaceous period, around 80.5 million years ago, this genus was initially estimated to have potentially been up to 13.7 meters long, though that number was later calculated to have been closer to 10 meters. Characterized by their long necks that sported at least 72 vertebrae, they definitely could have been a danger to humans, seemingly equipped to handle prey up to 2 meters long, which easily puts them into C tier. And next up on this roller coaster ride down horror lane is the Tylosaurus, a genus of mosasaur and closely related to some modern-day lizards and snakes. These species roamed around during the late Cretaceous period. Size estimates vary greatly, with the largest fossils seemingly coming from a creature of around 14 meters in length, one of the largest marine carnivores of its time. Their stomach contents further reveal how successful they were as predators, containing bones of sharks, bony fish, Mosasaurus, and possibly even giant squids. Terrifying. A tier. And next up, coming straight from the late Jurassic period around Europe and South America, we have the Pliosaurus. While the largest confirmed specimen is estimated to have been around 10 to 13 meters in length, based on a found mandible and a giant neck vertebrae, they could have possibly measured up to 14.5 meters. With a potential weight of up to 45 metric tons and a brain that is estimated to have been around the same size as the one of a modern-day great white shark, these predators definitely fit on our list in B tier. Moving on from there, all the way back to around 230 million years ago, during the late Triassic period, we can find the Shonisaurus. This marine reptile was massive, with some specimens from the genus likely growing up to be 15 meters in length and nearly 30 metric tons in weight. While initially interpreted as quite chunky based on their skeletons, later studies revealed that they were likely much more slender, with an appetite mainly for vertebrates, cephalopods, and even some larger bodied prey. Easy B tier here. And now, let's talk about the largest ray-finned fish to have ever existed from around the middle to late Jurassic period, the Leedsichthys. Likely capable of growing up to 16.5 meters in length, this massive fish was probably a suspension feeder, filtering out zooplankton and small animals from the water. Curiously, the largest specimen of this genome ever found was likely around 38 years old and might have weighed as much as 45 metric tons. Truly a thick C-tier inhabitant. Now, if you've ever seen Jurassic World, you will be very familiar with our next contestant. Hailing from the late Cretaceous period, around 66 to 82 million years ago, we have the Mosasaurus. Now, according to some estimates, these aquatic reptilians could grow to be upwards of 17 meters long. Equipped with sharp teeth made for cutting prey and being among the largest marine animals of their time, scientists estimate they would have been able to handle just about any prey. Couple that with them likely being ambush predators, and you've got a terrifying easy trip to A tier. And moving down our list of Leviathans, we arrive at the Livyatan. I'm not kidding, that's what it's actually called. An extinct genus of the sperm whale. These creatures could grow to be 17.5 meters long, sometime around 9 to 10 million years ago. An apex predator of its time and likely one of the largest predators to have ever existed. The Leviathan would have preyed on whales, seals, and such, perhaps even competing with the big sharky boy we'll talk about soon. And with the largest biting teeth of any known animal that measured up to 36 centimeters, these terrors easily swim into S tier. Well, we're properly in nightmare territory now, as we travel back 34 to 41 million years ago to meet the Basilosaurus, a name which means king lizard. Yeah, now, despite that name, these were actually later found to be marine mammals and top predators of their time, capable of growing up to 20 meters in length and weighing more than 6.5 metric tons. Likely preferring to live in shallow waters, the Basilosaurus would have preyed on a variety of marine animals, including sharks, large fish, and the dolphin-like Dorudons. Interestingly enough, these creatures would likely chew their food before swallowing, thanks to the variety of teeth they possessed, which would likely be quite the unfortunate death for a modern-day diver. A tier for sure. And now, I know you've all been waiting for this one, and it's finally here. The king of sharks from between 3.6 and 23 million years ago, the Megalodon. Widely regarded as one of the most fearsome predators to have ever lived, this creature could have potentially reached a little over 20 meters in length, though given that it's only known from fragmentary remains, we can't exactly be sure. There is a debate going on regarding whether it was more like the great white shark, the basking shark, or maybe even a sand tiger shark, but regardless of that, it's estimated that it could have weighed up to 100 tons. Capable of feeding on just about anything from its time, it probably wouldn't even need to attack the soft underbelly of its prey, like modern-day white sharks, simply crushing through their rib cages with its incredibly powerful jaw. The Megalodon truly is a real historic Leviathan from our worst nightmares. S tier. Now, you might be a little confused here, since many people would place the Megalodon at number 1, but there is actually another creature that might have been even larger. The Shastasaurus lived during the late Triassic period and could seemingly grow up to 21 meters in length, weighing in at 81.5 metric tons. Due to its short and toothless snout, it was initially theorized to have been a suction feeder. However, more recent findings have suggested that to be unlikely, instead proposing that they feed on mollusks and vertebrates using their robust sectorial teeth. Definitely not a king of predators, but its massive size certainly earns it at least A tier. And there you have it, friends, some of the largest Leviathans to have ever lived throughout history ranked on a tier list. Over the course of our planet's existence, there have been tons of cool and terrifying looking creatures in our oceans I didn't mention here, so if you have any that you think deserve a shout out, please leave them down in the comments below. And with that, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. All those would be very much appreciated. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, please let me know. And with that, I'm gonna wish you all a beautiful rest of today, and I'll see you in whatever next video I make. Bye bye.